Hey Beacons, welcome again to the Legacy Conscious Parenting podcast, where we teach parents to raise children who are anchored in a world that is doing the most. I am your host, Loretta Itama, a yelling parent turned me. Remember, I'm not your coach or your mentor, right? I'm a map maker and a fellow traveler, like I always say, here to help raise children from a place of consciousness. How will your actions today affect whatever is going to happen in your child's life tomorrow? Your entire lineage by extension. Into this gist, I brought you some tea, really. I've poured a cup out for myself. I'm just going to pour this out for you so that we can talk about something that we were not taught as kids ourselves, something that is very, very important in our lives, but is very much overlooked. Okay, are you ready? Here's your tea. Mm, it's really good, I must say. Now that we're all teed up, emotional intelligence, a key part of our lives that sounds like, oh my God, like rocket science, and we even make it worse, really. How do you teach emotional intelligence to your children without sounding like you're a professor or they're in a TED talk or you're lecturing them? That's the gist we're going to have today. Now, let's dive right in, shall we? We don't want to use any technical jargons. That's not why we're here. We don't want to sound impossible, like, oh my God, before the kids start rolling their eyes at us, right? Let's be honest, really. Did anybody teach you anything about emotional intelligence, EQ? Every time, all we kept hearing was IQ. You have to be book smart. You have to be street smart. You have to have sense. She. Mm. Or you hear them say, "You better keep quiet before I give you something to cry about." Why are you crying? Is it that small thing that's making you cry like a baby like this? Better shut up. Big girls don't cry. Are you not a man? Be a man, Joe. Don't cry. All of these things were constantly told to us, so that so much that it became a tape that was playing in our subconscious mind that sometimes, most of the times, still plays in our heads till today. Today, we'll be looking at this topic from 3 points. Number one is emotional literacy. Number two is demystifying co-regulation. And number three is normalizing modeling. Just three, and we'll be out of your hairs. Okay, we know you're busy. We know you have to go for school run and all of that. So let's get right to it. I think about a scenario where a child is trying to put on her socks, and all of a sudden she goes, these socks feel like broccoli. Broccoli, like sometimes it bothers me how they are able to imagine and conjecture some things and relate them. How is my entryway a twisted tunnel? I don't see, I can't even wrap my head around it. So instead of getting into that lecturer, why would you be, or getting all pissed off and angry and agitated? How about you become curious instead of being furious? Oh, do you mean that they are uncomfortable and itchy and rough like a broccoli? Ask them questions because all they do is feel, right? They feel things without having the vocabulary enough to express those feelings. So, what you're doing in that instance is helping them to put a name to the emotions that they are feeling. Let's get to emotional literacy, shall we? It simply means helping your child to understand what they are feeling, giving sense to your emotions. Emotions we no first get sense, very erratic. This minute you're happy and you're smiling, the very next one you are flipped up. Oh, it's raining. Oh my God, it's raining. It's pouring. Are you happy? The very next minute, you remember that you're supposed to wear a white dress to an all white party, and oh, you are fuming. Just 5 minutes ago, you were very excited about the same Reno. You see, you have to teach them intentionally, consciously, to understand how they are feeling. And how do you do that? That's what we're talking about, right? Emotional literacy, giving your emotions sense or helping them make sense, right? You can do it basically by asking them, how are you feeling? And probably suggesting it's always one of three. Like for me, from my experience, always one of three. My daughter comes to me and she says, "Mommy, I'm feeling headache." I'm like, "Are you feeling headache, like in pain headache, medically headache, or you had a bad day in school? Somebody said something that you didn't like, and the headache is psychological." She's scanning, she's checking. Or are you hungry and your head is giving you. It's just funny on its own. Actually, I think I'm hungry. Why would you just say you're hungry? Why are you telling me that your head is aching? What's it concern headache? No, no. Seriously, Sha. Sometimes, in all honesty, I feel that way too. Right? When I'm very hungry, and as I said, the hunger goes from my stomach to my head, and that's why I don't like it. Don't talk to me when I'm hungry. Don't play with me when I'm hungry. Don't even come close to me. You know when they say, is he a hungry man is an angry man? No, a hungry lorry is an angry lorry. And we have a word for it in my home. Mommy is hungry. So they'll just leave me alone. I'll take out time to self-regulate. See, it has been that from time immemorial. I don't start cooking when I'm hungry. I don't go anywhere when I'm hungry. I ensure that there's lunch so that when I start to feel hungry, there's food waiting for me. So if I tell you I'm hungry, don't come and ask me what are you going to eat. Because all I want to do in that instance is just shut down and sleep. I am how old? See me see 40 and I'm that way. Imagine how it is for your child who doesn't even know themselves enough yet, who does not even have self-awareness enough to understand that okay, I'll go on timeout, I will self-regulate, I will avoid everyone, or maybe stay away from people when I'm hungry, right? That brings us to the next one, co regulation. It simply means your calm calms them down. Now that Lori is hungry, right? And somebody's coming to ask me questions. What is the color of the sky? Mommy, why is the sky blue? Mommy, why did the frog leap and all run? Mommy, how come the snake had legs before and they did not have leg again? I'm just telling Jesus, pay, take the wheel because I can't do this on my own. If I drive this car, things to spoil. Because why are you asking me all of these questions all of a sudden when I'm hungry? Co-regulation in this instance would mean I am agitated, right? And they're asking questions. Or in that instance, the perfect example would be that, okay, now that I'm hungry, that child is throwing a tantrum. And I understand that I'm supposed to be the calm one because parenting is first of all me, correct? Jesus has taken the wheel, and here we are. Co-regulation will mean I'll calm down because when I take a deep breath, I'm showing them to take a deep breath too, correct? When I am softening my face, irrespective of my hunger, so to speak, they are mirroring me. When I speak low and slow, they are rewiring their responses. You know how people come at you with so much boisterous energy, they are charging it to you. That's how they talk. They are high pitched naturally. And I go, you're screaming. I can hear you even when you whisper. I'm like, oh, okay. Then they start to calm down. By the time they're with you for an hour or two, they come back down and settle to your cadence, right? They're beginning to articulate in the tone or the pace that you can cope with. Do you get it? So when you co-regulate with them, when you show them how, that will take us to the third point actually. When you show them how, when you do it yourself, you're bouncing it off. You're in that instance like a mirror, right? Remember that energy is contagious. Your energy in that very scenario would teach them, would transfer to them, and they'll be able to come down to I know there have been times you've tried it in the past and it did not work because you want a quick fix because you just feel like should be a hack and a trick, right? I have to do it now, it will work. It will take conscious, intentional, deliberate practice over time because of course you are the parent, not the child. I know that hurts. It hurts me every time I say it too. Meaning the responsibility is on you to make sure that you lead the way. Remember, you were poised with training a child in the way he should go so that when he's old, he will not depart from it. That's what we signed up for, right? Finally, modeling. You are modeling simply when you are showing them. You're showing and not telling. Do what I do as against do what I say. It is much easier for people to do what they see you doing than it is for them to remember or recall what you have said and then do it. So when you slam the door when you're angry, when you snap when you're overwhelmed, when you hiss, when you get sarcastic, guess who's learning? Guess who's taking notes? Guess who's watching? Your child. And before you know it, they do the same exact thing when they are faced with a similar situation. And you'll be wondering, where did this come from? Of course, it was you now, because you modeled it, they copied you, and they are doing it better than you are. Because when monkey sees, monkey does not do exactly as you have done it. They are very creative. They'll add maggi and salt to spice it up, and they'll serve it back at you because we are always the first recipients of all of these things. I don't know how it happens, but imagine one day, yeah, I already said it before that I am a yeller, right? Okay, I'm a recovered yeller. I'm still a work in progress. But you see, sarcasm is something I've been begging God to help me with, and Larry breathe. One day we'll get there, she. I asked my daughter a question one day, and she answered me with, "He see that clap back was it hit. It was a bang, like the enter." I looked at her, I'm like, "Girl, don't do that. I'm trying to heal from sarcasm. You should not be learning it from me." She goes, "Oh, but, oh, mommy, sorry. I thought it was a thing. I thought it was a good thing. I just wanted it to be a good one." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's not good. We are trying. We've been begging God to help us." So for every time you hear me say something sarcastic, just give them a keyword, remind me, and bring it to my consciousness. Seeing her say it, or hearing her say it rather, seeing her relish in the moment and feeling like, oh my God, yeah, I did it. Nothing to my shoulder, but I hit mommy in one sarcastic move. I'm like, God, please, you have to help me on this one because she did it so well. Imagine other things they watch us doing and they perfect like that. And when they serve it to you, most of the times you don't like it, just like I didn't like it there, right? Because it was so good, right? So when you model to them, when you show them that, and you even tell them instances where you felt frustrated and you had to calm down or you had to walk away. You're showing them that it's okay to feel big things. It's okay to own your mistakes and that growth is allowed here. We're not perfectionists. We're not trying or traveling towards perfection. We are very human people who are capable of very human mistakes, but then we are consciously growing through every single day. Remember that your house is not a neuro-linguistic office or a neuro-linguistic programming office and you do not have that degree. And so, what if you do have the degree? The home should be a place where everybody is safe to be themselves, not somewhere where we'll just have to like template up and be so robotic in our expressions, right? Your job finally is to raise a well not it's not to raise a well-behaved child. We always say this: don't strive to raise good children, raise children who are equipped, children who can stand for themselves, be assertive, be authentic, and dare to be vulnerable, right? Emotional intelligence is, in this case, is knowing how to name, manage, and express emotions. And if you teach this to your children early, they won't have to be like us, learning all of these skills at this age. All right. I hope you learned something from this episode. Remember, I'm keeping it short so that you can binge on it and just snack on it as you travel through. And then so you can remember, we talked about naming your emotions, talked about managing them, talked about modeling to your children, right? If it made sense to you, share with your mom friend who is exhausted and tired of always having to bottle things up. Share with your dad friend who doesn't even know how to respond anymore because everything I say, this stress say it back to me and I'm frustrated. Show notes below. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Legacy Conscious Parenting Podcast. But before you go, a quick shout out to the sponsors of today's episode, Teapot Abuja. I know you noticed the very beautiful teapot on my table, right? Teapot does the most when it comes to tea blends. They are natural, no preservatives whatsoever. It's not just the tea or the taste of it, it's the aroma, like the whiff you get. It fills the air, is soothing, is liberating. Just from putting it in your teapot and brewing, oh my God, you need to feel like the air in your home. It's everything and more. And then the taste of it, I wish, see, really, I've been asking them what to put in their blend because, oh my God, it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Tea Spot Abuja, for kindly sponsoring today's episode. If you want some of their tea, their contact will be on today's show notes. Thank you again for watching this episode. Until we meet again, yet another insightful episode, stay excellent and keep raising towards leaders today with tomorrow in mind. See ya.